Alright, 4.3 logarithmic functions. The expression log base a to the x represents the exponent to which the base must be raised. So if it's in log form, it's log base answer equals exponent. If it's in exponent form, it's base exponent equal answer. So like you just have to switch these two columns. Like this would be log base 381 equals 4, because log base answer equals exponent. And then for B, we would rewrite it to 1/2 to the negative third power equals 8. Because the negative exponent flips it from numerator to denominator, or in this case, denominator to numerator. This one is log base 10 1000 equals 3. Because whatever power you raise a 10 to tells you how many zeros. So this one is log 5 to the negative third power equals 1/125. This one is log 12 equals 1, because anything to the first power is itself. This last one is log, just kidding, it's already in logarithmic form. It's 6 to the 0 power equals 1, because anything to the 0 power is 1. Okay, so on this page it says solving logarithmic equations. So I know x to the negative 2 power equals 16/9. If I want to make the 2 positive, I know x squared equals 9/16. And then I can square root both sides. So it equals plus or minus 3/4. And it's only plus 3/4 because logs can't be negative. So on this one, it's 16 to the 3/4 power equals x. So just like on the lesson you can do 16 up arrow 3/4, and the 3/4 has to be in parentheses in your calculator, and it'll spit out the answer, because what this means is the 4th root of 16 cubed, which is the same as 2 cubed, which is 8. But this way you can do it in your calculator and get the right answer. Now this one is 36 to the x power equals square root of 6. So to solve this one, you have to have the same base. So this is 6 to the 2x power, because 6 squared is 36, equals 6 to the 1/2 power, because square root is the same as 1/2. Now I can do 2x equals 1/2. So I can multiply both sides by 1/2. And 1/2 times 1/2 is 1/4. So this just gives you a little vocabulary. And then here are the graphs. So when you do this on your homework, make sure you pick logarithmic function. So the domain of a logarithmic function is 0 to infinity, because it's only in quadrants 1 and 4. The range is negative infinity to infinity. For a greater than 1, it's increasing and continuous. Its entire domain 0 to infinity. The y-axis is a vertical asymptote as x approaches 0 from the right. here's your same 3 points, 1 over a negative 1, 1, 0, a 1. And then if it's a fraction, it's the reverse. Same domain and range. It is decreasing, still continuous, on its entire domain, 0 to infinity. The y-axis is still a vertical asymptote as x approaches infinity from the right, and the same 3 points, 1 over a negative 1, 1, 0, and a 1. Okay, so like, ignore those 2 marks. Okay, so A, you wouldn't have to do anything, or B, anything. You just click on the origin and it will graph it. So A is a horizontal shift to the left, so you're going to put horizontal shift negative 2. This one's going to be a vertical shift plus 2. Oops. I don't. And this one, it's a horizontal shift. Since it's going to the right, it's a positive 3. And then a vertical shift up 2. Okay, here are your properties of logarithms. So for the product property, you break it into log a to the x plus log a to the y. It's the sum of the logarithm. The quotient property would be log a to the x minus log a to the y. It's the difference. The power property, you're going to multiply. The base a logarithm of 1 is 0. Base a logarithm of a is 1. Okay, so these, you don't solve them, you just rewrite them. It says rewrite, there's no solving. So log 7, 8 plus log base 7, 6. And then this one, because division means subtraction, so you subtract. This one has a power, so you bring the power in front. Same thing with this one. So this is the 3/5 log a to the r. And then this one is crazy, because first you have to do the numerator. Then you subtract what's in the denominator. And you make sure and bring the powers in front. And then if you have one that looks like this, it cannot be simplified because there's not a rule for addition. And then these on the bottom, we're going to work backwards. And so this should be subtraction. So it's log base 4, x is in the numerator, y and z are in the denominator. So this one means r to the 4th over s to the 5th. And we're not doing c. Okay, so this one says to find each logarithm without a calculator. So I know the log base 10 to the 7 is this. So how do I find it? Use that information to do this. Well, if I write this way, 49 is 7 squared, and then I bring the 2 in front. Now I know what this part equals because it equals this. So it's 2 times 0.8451, which if I do that math is 1.6902. And then for this one, okay, so that is all of lesson 4.3.